Our million fans are going
to. That's right.
Every week, we break down real estate investing with real deals, real numbers, and real strategies you can actually use.
And I'm learning right alongside you. We'll ask the questions beginners are afraid to ask and show you what it really takes to build wealth through real estate.
Whether you're buying your first property or your 50th, welcome to BrickFolio.
Let's just take a moment and enjoy that incredibly awesome 80s music there.
Isn't that awesome?
I love it. All right.
I do too.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the BrickFolio Podcast. This is episode number 8. We are super excited about this. I'm joined here with the one and only Brian Biernat. Say hello.
Good morning.
All right. Let's do that. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Now we're rocking and rolling. Okay. Today, we've got a lot to talk about. We don't have a guest today. Well, we had a guest, but he's in a hotel room having some technical difficulties, so we will reschedule him.
We had to call an audible.
We did. But this is all going to work out. This is going to be great because Brian and I both have had a lot go on this week. So I'm going to kick it over to Brian. Let's get us knocked out here and started.
All right. Well, so this has been a big week. So let's first start by congratulating Daniel for papering his first deal.
Stop it.
When deal number 2. Let's hear some applause.
All right. Let's do it. There we go.
All right. So Daniel's got a fix and flip in Florence, right?
Yep.
How many beds and baths?
So it is a 3-2.
Okay.
Should I say the numbers?
Yeah, you can throw the numbers out there.
So we bought it for $147. We're putting 42 into it, and the ARV is going to be right at like 3 to 310.
Sounds like a workable plan.
Yeah.
And you got a JV partner.
I do. Yep, Stephanie.
Who was on the show a few weeks back.
Yeah, imagine how that works out.
So, we're just kind of building this thing one
why not? We're
building your real estate empire one episode at a time.
If only there was like a podcast that documented the steps that we're going through.
You know what? We should probably do that.
Let's think about that. Yeah.
That is fantastic. So,
yeah, but you have some awesome stuff. That house that we saw on Sunrisers this morning.
Yes. Oh, you were on Sunrisers?
I was, yes.
Nice. I didn't see you. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the
Tell
way,
us about it.
For those of you listening,
go ahead.
if you're interested in Sunrisers, which is SONRISER, it's believers doing real estate. Wendy Sweet hosts it every morning at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. If you're interested, you can find it on Facebook or reach out to Daniel or I, and we can connect you. It's a great group. Great mastermind group.
Yeah, and I'm paying attention right now. I'm just turning the AC on in here because
no worries. It's a little warm.
It is a little warm.
All
here.
right. So yeah. So we so of course we closed on our Sedgwick house a couple weeks ago. That's going to be another co-living. In fact, we were just chatting. I just ordered the flooring as I was driving in. So that house is rolling. And then we had last Friday we had. So people ask me, well, are you,
and that one's in North 39211.
It's literally one street over from my other co-living property.
Yeah.
Other side of the school.
Yeah,
So
which is a freaking incredible property right over there. The one next to the city code enforcer or?
Oh yeah, my Sunny Lane property.
Yeah.
It's right next to one of the code enforcement officers. He's my buddy. So he loves my house. So that house is rolling. And then last week, a week ago today, we had a couple deals, came in and we don't market, we have stuff come to us organically, in time. You will too. Anyway, we had 3 houses to look at. One was in Brandon, one was in Fondren. And then this last one was, a friend of mine was going to list it. It never went on the market because guess what? We bought it.
Yeah.
And it's on State Street. It is it's a 4-3.
Would that be considered in Bellhaven?
It is in Bellhaven.
Okay.
It's right on North State Street.
Yeah.
It's 3 houses down from the Native Coffee.
Okay.
And it's right across from Millsaps.
Is that so a little bit further down than is that like where the old Capitol Inn is? Is that right around You know where the old Capitol Inn is?
I know where the Fairfield Inn is.
The Fairfield Inn. Yeah. Not Old Capitol Inn.
So Fairfield's a little farther down.
That's where we got married.
Really?
Yeah, Marge and I.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Fairfield's a little farther down, and we used to have furnished rental on that street that we worked with another investor on, but we since let that go. But this house is way nicer. It's comparable to the one around the corner from it, like literally like 3 houses away. It's a big house.
It's going to be 5'3", isn't it?
It's going to be a 5'3", 3,500 square feet.
Gosh.
It's got 2-story, huge wraparound porch. We got a really good deal on it. I don't want to discuss anything yet because we haven't closed it.
Sure.
But
you'll circle back with those numbers eventually.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But we just relationship brought that deal, and then just the fact that we have the private money lenders. So I did my little rehab valuator tool, sent it out, had it funded we started working on it last weekend. Saw it Friday. Really, her and I really been talking about. And the thing about that house, here's what's cool. She had been watching that house on MLS for like a year. So it had been way up, higher 300s, mid 300s. And then it kind of came off. We lost track of it. And the ironic thing is my electrician did a ton of work on the house. So he's got multiple businesses. He builds houses. He restored all the exterior, redid all the electrical. And so, he was there the other day. We were walking it, looking at some things. So we got all the numbers, everything rolls, everything pencils, and it's going to be a great STR. Just because of the area it is in.
For people that don't know what's the STR.
I'm sorry. It's going to be a great short-term rental. It's a furnished rental, but we're going to probably do more short-term
I didn't know what that meant either. So.
No problem. That's all
right.
But
for the people in the back.
I have a habit of speaking in acronyms. I did it in telecom all the time.
I'll probably get there too.
And I had to learn not to do that.
Yeah.
Define your acronym. We had a table in the conference room when meetings. We put a cup in the center of the table, and if anyone used a foul language or an acronym without defining the acronym, it was a quarter.
Nice.
So we could do that as well. The little things we do, right?
I love it. Hey, and also before we get too much further, can we also say, let me just switch this over. Rehab Valuator is an incredible app. And
it is.
Rehab Valuator, if you would like to sponsor the BrickFolio podcast and give Brian and I free subscriptions for our services, we would be happy to promote.
Oh boy.
And our 19 million followers would see Rehab Valuator. Carry on.
Yeah, I have a direct contact there, so I can have that call offline.
Let's do it.
But anyway, it's a great tool, and you need tools to help you do deal analysis. I know AI is out there, and there's a lot of powerful AI stuff. I just like this tool and the way it works and the presentation format you get from it. But in any case, it's gonna be a great addition. That house is, it's gonna appraise pretty well. So we're pretty excited about it. We do have we're doing a refi on an existing short-term rental in Fondren. Last night we had Dealmaker Jackson, had a great turnout. Theo Davis spoke, had a great presentation.
I hate that I missed that. I was up here till 9:00 last night.
Blair and Allison Chandler, they're local lenders. Gosh, I'm going to get it wrong. I think it's Countryside. Gosh, I should know that. That's terrible.
Yeah. Well,
Blair, if you're listening, Allie, forgive me.
Yeah, we don't edit this, so we're just
this is live. Yeah. Yep. I should have looked at my phone.
That's okay.
But anyway, we're doing a cash out DSCR. I have a 5-year commercial on it, and so that one should be closing in a couple weeks, and we should get a pretty nice check at closing, tax free. All the more reason why you want to hold properties.
Cash free because it's going to be a 1033 rolling into.
No, cash free because it's a cash out refi.
Okay.
And that money is tax free.
Okay.
So 1031 is a whole different thing. I've never done one. I don't know a ton about it, but we'll get someone on the show that does them and walk through that.
That's like mainly for BRRRRs, right?
Cash out refi?
No, 1033.
No, 1031.
1031
is when you're going from one property type and you're basically kicking the can on the taxes and moving that into another property. There's a lot of rules and timing around it.
Right.
For high level summary, but a lot of times people will go from, say, they want to go from maybe a couple of smaller properties and move into like a quad or a duplex or triplex. So it's just another strategy. It's really more of a tax strategy. So instead of paying taxes on what you're selling,
Cross Country Mortgage, Blair and Allie. Thank you, Amy.
Amy. My wife is awesome. Cross Country Mortgage. There you go. You know what they say? Behind every man,
that's right,
is an even better woman.
I love it.
And my wife is definitely that.
She's awesome.
She is awesome.
Yep. So can we? I want to. There we go. Selfishly, I want to take a little bit of time here because this is something Drew and I were talking about just this morning. So some specifics about 1033. Can we?
1033.
1033 North Point. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I guess that's where I got the 1033, not the 1031. All right. So 1033 North Point. So we're can I say what the numbers are if it's not closed?
I would not.
Okay.
I would hold off.
All right. Well, we've discussed the numbers. So, but Drew and I were thinking this morning, how do we, as far as funding is concerned, because Stephanie on the other one, we're flipping it. They loaned us the money and the rehab cost, and then we're gonna sell it, and they get their percentage, we get our percentage, and then we're done with that house.
It's a joint venture.
Right. So with 1033. Obviously, we're not going to be what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into a furnished rental. Drew and I were talking about our deal with you and Amy this morning.
So you're going to you're going to buy it, rehab it, and hold it.
Right.
You're going to do a cash out refi.
That's what we do. But what's the seasoning time on that?
There's no seasoning.
But ChatGPT said 12 months.
No, ChatGPT is wrong.
Oh.
So, in fact, if you go to Cross Country Mortgage,
thanks again, Amy.
Blair and Allie can hook you up with a DSCR loan.
Okay.
So, and I have other lenders as well, but no, there is no seasoning. You can do them. Yes, there's no seasoning. So
really,
yes. So before you go to chat, check with your mentor.
I know. I feel like I've blown up your phone so much.
I know. Don't
if
worry
there's
about
something
it.
that Drew and I can figure out, I want to do it, and
then we'll run it
by you.
Look, on 12/31, I'll send you the bill.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm teasing. I'm really feeling myself this morning. My wife's probably like, he's ornery. But anyway, no, you can. You'll do a 1033. And I actually was talking with Stephanie a little bit about this last night. So I think there's probably a creative solution here.
Where we could also get the furnishings covered.
Well, we didn't talk about that.
Okay.
We were talking about mainly how they're doing their lending and stuff. And so, obviously, I'm not going to repeat what the deal is, but
yeah, that's a lot.
You can work something out with her. I think she's willing. So, but just check with her. Check with her and just get creative and. You may have to give up some of the monthly cash flow for a few months to make her whole, but it's all doable.
Yeah, that's
going to be a great house. I mean, it's in a great location.
Community pool.
Yeah, exactly.
That we have access to, even though on our side of the street we don't have HOA.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre.
Isn't it? I've never heard of that, but also I've been in this industry for approximately a month. So.
Well, I guess the line has to be drawn somewhere, right?
Yeah.
There's a line always somewhere, right?
Yeah.
There's never where you expect it to be, but there's got to be, right?
Right.
So anyway, I think it's been a great house. When we teach you the magic of how we do things, and you apply it, and you'll get the same results because you're using the same things that we're doing. And so that's going to be a great location, Northeast Jackson. You're right close to Ridgeland.
Right around the corner from JA. If there's anybody displaced and they need,
Exactly. So, and it's a great house. So, but I can't wait to see how that one comes along.
I know.
Make sure you document those things. Facebook is your friend.
I mean, I posted like so much yesterday, and I am not a social media guy. I hate it. I think it's the vein of, I think it's the what destroys social media. But every time that I post something, I hear your voice going through my head. You got to let people know what you're doing. You got to let people know what you're doing.
So listen.
So forgive me if I've just blown up everybody's Facebook. I'm doing it to let people know what I'm doing, not to try to get likes or build followers or whatever.
So, you're what you're doing is you're broadcasting your story, your journey, right? Everyone likes the journey. And I heard some great stories last night at Dealmaker. By the way, we need to get Mr. Gabriel Prado in the studio.
Yeah,
that
we
needs
will.
to be number one.
I've
learned some great things about him.
Yep,
I'm very
that is in the works. Probably October.
Yeah, I'm very excited to hear that story. Very just
He's
unbelievable,
super chill.
unbelievable story. But anyway, he's doing a lot in the area, and
yeah, he's renovating the YMCA, which I walked over. Look, last year, a client of mine that came in here had a contract right before the new mayor was elected. So whenever that was, she was going to turn the downstairs into a like a gym, and then they were going to slowly renovate. And she wanted me to come in and occupy the upstairs and do a music studio and multiple podcast sets. So I went over there and I walked the property with her a few times. And I mean, she had blueprints printed up. Like,
what happened?
Funding fell through.
So that's a great segue back to what we were just talking about. So when we started, I'd say 3.5 years ago, we saw a need. I was like, I want to generate some additional income. I didn't want to sit on my laurels with just our furnished. So we started doing a lot of turnkeys, buying, rehabbing, selling to other investors. Eventually started holding some of those properties. And through that journey, I just started videoing our projects because I just think it's cool to see the transformation, right? Well, unbeknownst to me, people started reaching out.
Yeah.
Hey, I like what you're doing. Hey, well, how can I get involved? And that's how we raised a lot of money, right? And, like 7 figures, multiple, right? And so, we didn't ask for a penny. So not that that's the reason you're doing it, but, you put yourself out there and, people, someone used to once tell me people will drive for hours. They come watch a fire burn.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're doing some things, critics don't do anything, right? There's always going to be critics. That's funny story. A couple weeks ago, I had a post. I don't know if you saw it. I was chewing gum doing a video, and someone I don't even know comes on there and, says, oh, great house, blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, don't be chewing gum while you're doing this. And I'm like,
we have a tendency of getting excited when we're chewing gum and talking. So it's like,
yeah,
guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Every time I walk in the studio, Daniel shows me the trash can and says, spit your gum out. So I need to start doing that. But, I just thought it was kind of funny. I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, I love it.
So it's funny. But anyway, a lot of good things going on. So Dealmaker Jackson last night was phenomenal. Theo Davis, if you don't know Theo, he's the owner of Good Property Management, GPM. Theo is wholesaled. He's, built a very nice portfolio for himself. He's done a great job at GPM. He's my property manager for our long-term hold rentals, traditional rentals. A lot of guys in the room. Just a great dynamic, great energy last night. Next month, we have my good friend coming, Tom Olson from Gary, Indiana.
I saw him on Sunrisers this morning.
He was on Sunrisers talking about what's going on. They had a big derecho come through, straight line winds, 100 mile an hour, just wiped out Northwest Indiana. It's like a war zone. We'll be up there in probably a month, actually,
nice.
For Dealmaker Gary. So I'll put a plug in for that. So if you want to grow your real estate business, you want to grow, you need to be at Dealmaker Gary, October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. But Tom's a great guy. Him and Becky, they have about 9 businesses. Tom's a blue collar guy, no college background, started in construction, but just a super, super guy.
How many
really
deal makers
smart.
are there now across the country? And how many a year get created?
So it's hard to say. So we really started in 2020. So Jim had the big event, Dealmaker Catalyst,
and
then
Jim Ingersoll started Dealmaker.
He started it. He's the godfather. And then someone
he was in here.
He was.
That's awesome.
And then someone planted the seed about doing his meetups. And so he got with an attorney friend that I know of his, and they drafted out everything. And next thing you know, he just started saying, "Hey, we'll support you. Here's the branding. Here's this. Here's that." And there's probably 40 or so. So in 2-year period, we're at 40.
That's pretty impressive.
Counting. So Dealmaker Gary is like what we do, but it's also a bigger meetup, annualized. So it used to be the free for all. It was free. Literally the first 2 years, he didn't charge anyone. He just did it. Tom just did it. He's a total go-giver, right? And you'll see me sometimes, I'll be wearing his shirt.
I like that term, go-giver.
He's got really cool, it's a great book. You need to buy. If you haven't read it yet, you need to buy it. The Go-Giver. But he's got a book. Tom's condo is don't be a conduit, not a bucket, right?
Ooh.
A conduit allows things to flow through you. A bucket is just someone that collects, right? And so we always talk about, don't be a taker, be a giver. Some people they're always asking, and they just collect. They never give back. They never offer anything.
Right, but is that sustainable?
What's that?
Being like that?
I mean,
and also expect to have a peaceful life.
Yeah, so we're going all over the place this morning.
We are. I don't care. I love it. Man.
So in my opinion,
like a squirrel over here.
Well, I'm a squirrel too. So we got two squirrels doing this show. You need to come in here one morning and keep it straight. But anyway, speaking of squirrels, you ever seen the movie Over the Hedge?
No,
dude. You ever seen Over the Hedge?
I gotta write that down,
dude. Hammy, you gotta see squirrel. You gotta watch Over. It's great. Over the Hedge is awesome. Okay. But anyway, so in my humble opinion, we talked about this a little this morning. You need to give back. That's why we do Dealmaker Gary or Dealmaker Jackson. So many people poured into us over the last 10 years. Like if I start naming people, like I'm going to leave someone out, but I mean, so many people poured into us from a connection on the internet to another buddy of mine in Indianapolis to local guys here. Walter and Bob and, so many people that we, Randy and just so many people locally and then people outside our area at meetups, Tom Olson, Jim, Wendy, went to Huntsville, John, met up with the Cordoners. I mean, there's just so many people that have poured into us. So, you really need, real estate is not a Lone Ranger business, right? And there's people out here locally, I know, they don't really engage, they don't plug in. Can they be successful? Sure they can. But I just don't think you're going to be as successful as you can be. And ultimately, if you're trying to give back and you want to empower other people to do what you do. And I mean, so I coach sports growing up, right? Or I coach sports for my kids. And, when you still get Facebook inboxes on your birthday from kids you coached 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
That's pretty special, right? And then even when I was in telecom, I mentored people to be engineers and coach people on my teams. It's always more gratifying to see people, rise up. They don't see it in them, but you see it in them.
Right.
Right. It's the reason why we started a coaching program. Yeah, I mean, we don't do it for free, obviously, but just to be able to help people do what we've done and to see them get there. I mean, that's awesome. Just like your kids, right? Seeing your kids be successful and, three of our boys have done really well and just, continuing to mentor them. The job ain't over. They're not in the house anymore, but the questions are different. And my oldest called me this week, Monday, and was, we were talking a little bit and he's kind of got a little bit of, shiny object, right? He's, should I wholesale? Should I flip? Should I do this? Dad, what should I do? I said, well, the first thing you got to do is you got to figure out, okay, what do you know? Well, you've already taken a great wholesaling course from my buddy Jeremy Beelan up in New Hampshire. He's a phenomenal wholesaler. Shout out to him and Shelly. They were here last year at Dealmaker, and he taught him wholesaling, right? So he knows how to find off-market properties. And I said, so what do you want to do? Do you need it for cash flow now? Do you need it for rental income later, cash flow later? Do you need chunks of cash? You got to figure out, like, what do I want to do? And then just do that. Don't try to do everything or you'll do nothing well.
Right.
Right. So he's going to find deals and he's got plenty of buyers. I connected him with a couple of buyers already this week. We're going to get, one of them is Natalie Ballesteros. She's a big co-living person in Richmond. We're going to get her on here. And she, anyway, so I told him, I said, focus, maybe for every 3 deals you find, maybe you wholesale 1 or 2 and you hold 1. And then just keep doing that. And if if you find a really great deal and you can flip it, I said, and then maybe you don't have to do a wholesale deal. Because wholesale and flipping is transactional income, much like if you're an agent or a broker, right?
Right. If you stop doing it,
you stop making money, right? You don't get paid. So you don't get paid if you don't work. So, I like to play golf. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm in the perfect business. The other day I told my wife, we negotiated this thing yesterday at State Street, and I was like, God, I love this business. It's like Monopoly, but for real.
Yeah.
Right. There was a thing on Facebook that said, it's a Monopoly board, and it says, are you the person that just goes around, paying your bills and collecting your $200 at go, or are you the guy that actually is buying the board?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy buying the board, man.
Yep.
I want to buy the board. I want to own the board, right? Now, we all have our goals and stuff, and as we've gone in this journey, it's not about the number of doors, it's the net profit per door. And I think that's what you need to focus too. Don't get enamored with doors. I know you got the 100 in mind, and that's fine.
I do have the 100 in 5 years.
That's fine. But I think what you're going to find is, would you like to have 100 doors making 400 or 500 a month, or do you want 25 doors doing 3,000 or 4,000 a month?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the latter, right? Because
and
it's a way less work.
I'm not married to that, but that is the vision. That's the goal.
And that's, and you should have those goals, but you need to break it down. Like, okay, this year, what am I going to do in 2027? Like, get really in the dirt. Like, what am I going to do? Like every December, Amy and I sit down and we go through personal goals, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, financial, our business, our family, trip. We go through everything. And we create a document, and then we kind of go over it, and then that's kind of our plan. Now, sometimes it changes, right, through the year, and there's things that come up that we don't expect. But
do you have a certain number of acquisitions that you have lined up, or that you have?
We did. We put a number on there, but now after talking with our CPA/tax advisor, we don't. And based on where we're at with our business, I mean, we don't need to keep adding 10 doors a year. So, we may add a couple here and there, but we reserve the right to change our mind, and maybe another State Street will pop up, right? She's been looking at that house for a year. But maybe something else will come up. So I won't ever, and I'm a deal junkie too. So I can't say no to buying a house, but I'm doing better.
I mean, if it's a good deal, it's a good deal.
Well, but we walked away from a deal this week.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, I'm going to.
The one over on Swallow? Or that's still pending.
That.
Oh
no, it's okay. No, I'm actually gonna have someone called me this morning on the way over here looking for a flip, and that would be a good one. So I'm gonna have him call the agent. So anyway, but yeah, that's the one. But we walked away from that one, and we did it because we're like, okay, this other house just came upon us. We're finishing Sedgwick. We got 3 trips to take in the fourth quarter. We want balance. Yeah. Right. I mean, yeah, it's fun, but we want balance. And at some point it's like, okay, you got to ask yourself, how much is enough? Right. Where's your line? Right. So there's an income line. And people get enamored with activity. Don't confuse activity for productivity. Right. They're not the same.
Right.
Right. Just being busy doesn't mean you're productive. So you could work 4 hours in a day and get all these things done, and that's a good day. Or you could sit at your desk for 8 hours and you look busy for 4, and the 4 you're just over there surfing the internet. Or just to drive me crazy on the job, because people will be like, well, you need to be here till 5:30. Why? Like so what's better? If someone's really good at their job and they can do it in 30 hours versus somebody that needs to take 50, who do you want? Yeah. I want the 30 guy or gal. Right? I want to know what they know. Well, how are you doing it in 20 less hours? That's what we need to figure. Get out of this world of, we just got to put in the hours. Now, you need to work hard. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but putting in hours to put in hours, not cost effective.
Yeah, but not everybody is as driven and determined as people like you and I. I mean, some people need that structure of being, you know what I mean?
Structure's fine. And that's fine. And honest days work for an honest day's wage. I believe in all that. I guess my point is, I've seen it enough where people get so tunneled on, you need to be here till 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, or you need to be there as long as it takes. I mean, if you get everything done by 2, go home, right? I mean, if you're productive, you're meeting all your deliverables, like, okay, so hey, call it a day. And
right.
Every year in January, I have this devotional guide, and it talks about, Charles Schwab, who he was, right? So he, I'm sorry, not Charles Schwab. The guy that wrote How to Win Friends. Help me out.
I'm drawing. I don't know that book.
How to Win Friends and Influence
Amy?
People. Amy, you're out there. Anyway, I'm trying. It just totally went blank. Anyway, he hired a guy named Charles Schwab, and the story goes he was really like struggling with the business. So he hired this consultant come in, and he said, "Okay, here's what you do. You make a list of 5 things every day that are going to move the needle forward in your business. Just 5. At the end of the day, you cross them off as you go through them. Whatever's left over goes on the list for tomorrow, and then you add. So if you get 3 of 5 done, the last 2 are the top 2, and then you add 3 more, and you keep going. And why can I not think of the name of that author? Anyway, y'all know the book. And I'm just, it must be like, I'm 60 now. It must be like a senior moment. But anyway, God's driving me crazy. Somebody chime in on the chat. How to Win Friends. Dale Carnegie. Thank you.
Dale Carnegie.
Dale Carnegie hired Charles Schwab. And, he said, okay, he goes, I'm not even going to give you a bill. You just tell me what you think it's worth. And he stroked him a check. This is what, the 1920s, 30s, for $25,000. That's how valuable he thought the information was. He said, do it for 30 days and then just tell me what you think. Tell me if you think it was valuable. And he wrote him a check for $25,000. Now think about that. That was in the 20s or 30s?
That's a lot of money.
So they say that the value of money doubles every 10 years. So if you start doing that, so 25 grand in the 30s was 50 grand in the 40s, 100 in the 50s. So you can say it's a big number. It's a big number, right? So, these kind of things to keep us like focused on our efforts. But anyway, yeah, so you've got your 2 houses.
Yes.
You have a flip.
Yes.
You have a furnished rental.
Yes.
Man, that's awesome. So we've been doing this. So we're at this is episode 8. And you've already got 2 deals. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's
yeah.
Awesome.
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now. And it's not always going to be like this, but I'm living like this and hustling like this. So in the future, I can live the way that I want to.
There you go.
And don't get me wrong, like I'm incredibly blessed for what's on my plate. I used to pray for a schedule like this. Like, I mean, just get on my knees and say, God, please give me exactly what I've got right now. So I'm not complaining, but I'm doing the job of probably 3 to 4 people. With 3 different businesses. So it's a lot. But every day is a learning experience. Every day I'm growing. I'm becoming a better person, a more humble person, a more strategic person, a more driven person. So all in all, it's great. But yeah, these 2 properties, I mean, I was really blown away by, I mean, we closed on 120 Lakeland on Wednesday. I went to the bank, deposited the check from the closing, and took a check down to Scott, our contractor down there.
And when's he starting?
He started on Thursday morning.
Oh, he started yesterday.
Yes,
you have a scope of work.
Yeah,
you have a timeline.
Yeah, he said 4 weeks.
Okay,
and I installed that on Wednesday. I drove down to. There it is. Thank you, Amy. I drove down to the property down there in Florence, and this was closing day, and I installed 2 4G PTZ cameras. So I put one in the front and one in the back, so it's got 360-degree view.
Nice.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Okay, so we won't talk about those now, but I want to talk to you about that after the show.
Yeah.
I want to
$80 for 2.
80 for 2. And it uses cellular.
Or Wi-Fi.
Okay.
If you use Wi-Fi, obviously there's no charge. There's no subscription fee, but if you're using 4G, it's $17 per camera.
Okay. Is that monthly? It's not. You have to pay for a whole year, or can you quit after a month?
You can do it monthly.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. I'm just going to take them from property to property. I bought 4 of them.
What? You got 4? What's the name of the camera?
Let's see here.
No, that's fine. We'll get. I think I already have it. I think you
shared
it with me.
Yeah.
So that's
I shared you the link.
That's something we'd be interested in. Might have to do one of those over at the new house.
Oh, they're great. I mean, it's incredible. I literally on my phone. It's like the PTZ cameras that I have in the studio, except it's wireless.
And you can pan them.
Yeah, you can go up and down and back and forth 180 degrees.
Oh, that's nice.
It's incredible. And the picture 4K, and they're solar, so you don't have to plug them in.
So you buy the camera. The camera cost is about, you said about $80?
Yeah, like $82.
Okay, so it's a one-time, and then you got a subscription.
If you don't have Wi-Fi at the property.
So here you are, you start with the property, you don't have utilities, and then you get utilities, get the property up. Like if you're not going to hold it, you're not going to put Wi-Fi in.
Right.
If you're going to hold it, you could just convert it and keep the camera.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do at 1033.
It's not a bad deal, actually.
No.
And then the app, and they have an app for it. And
yeah, it's so user friendly. I mean,
all right. I think you may have just changed my mind. I may have to rethink my camera strategy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Blink is awesome.
I mean, Blink,
but you can't pan and tilt.
No, Blink was a very like middle of the road, fairly inexpensive option. But look, this sounds like it might be a better deal. Plus, if you're doing rehabs and you need something that this cellular, macro cellular versus Wi-Fi, then so yeah.
And they took me less than 5 minutes per camera to install.
Okay, great.
I mean,
all right. So you got 2 houses.
Yes.
So the plate for now is kind of
full
for real estate.
Yeah.
Okay.
We initially said that we were going to do one property at a time, and then Drew, my partner, has a client that asked him to help him market this property, and Drew and I started talking like, well, what if?
Was that the 1033?
Ah. We were like, well, what if we, figured out how we can help him to get this closed quicker at the same price, but a quicker closing. And so it just kind of dropped in our lap, honestly.
And you're getting some rental income for a couple months.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes, we gave them a number. They countered with a lower number, and we stuck to our guns, and they came back up to what number that you thought would be appropriate. And
I think they're still getting a great deal.
They're getting a heck of a deal.
Because I think market rent for that area is probably another $700-800.
Yes.
Easy. So
yeah.
They're getting a great deal. But you know what? You're helping them out. You're getting a good deal in the house, and you're helping them out. And then you have a realtor that's going to help him find a property on the coast. So I mean, it's the full package. So this is what
that's the plan.
Yeah, and so this is
can't guarantee that the homeowner is going to follow through.
No, but the fact that you offered that is huge, right? Yeah. And the fact that you're not making them wait 90 days to close.
We cut that in half.
Yeah, I mean, you could have did it faster than that too, probably. But that's the thing, people out there that are locking up houses with no intention to close, or 90-day close. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Sellers, you can't do that to people. Like they have real problems they need solved
quickly.
And if you're not in this game, if you don't have the means to close, or you don't have actual cash buyers that can close, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And we had a house we did a couple years ago. I got a call on a Thursday. We were getting ready to drive to Florida. And I went there, Friday morning he called me, and I went over there Friday morning, looked at the house. Man, I called my guy. He came over there, got up on the roof, looked, and we had it pretty much figured out, and I said, okay. Got on the road, called my buddy Will White, said, hey, I got this deal.
Will White's coming on the podcast.
Yes, he is. And Wayne was there last night from Southeast Lending.
Nice.
Good guys. Anyway, got him locked in for money. Called my attorney.
Purchase price and rehab, or just purchase price?
The whole thing. And, we had it all done. I had it all done in a couple phone calls, and called back the wholesaler, said, got you covered. Don't worry about it. And, cause what happened is another wholesaler put the house under contract, but then he did something kind of shady. He clouded the title. So he put a addendum of contract, went down and filed it at Hines. So basically blocking that seller from being able to sell that house.
Why would he do that?
It's not a good business practice.
But why would you do that?
The only time you really
How does that benefit him?
Because no one can sell that house until he removes his lien.
And he's trying to buy that house?
Well, he's trying to wholesale, but he's keeping them from, working with somebody else.
Is that legal?
Well, let's put it this way. My attorney was able to get around it.
Okay.
So I always have a good real estate attorney.
I do.
But it's not a good practice.
Yeah.
So there are moments in time where you should put liens on properties, but not when you're wholesaling. That's just not kosher.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we bailed out the buyer, we bailed out the seller, and they were able to, buy their house in Rankin and, move. And I won't get into that whole story, but we were able to
we
help
have some
them out.
time. I mean,
We helped them out. So now we won't go there.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, it's really all about helping people. It really is. I mean, when you see what you can do, when you start building your team, it is a team. You have contractors and lenders and private money lenders and closing attorney. And I mean, you have all the pieces in place, right? And that's what you need. That's why they say real estate is a team sport.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, one of the ways that I want to, yes, my vision is to have lots of properties or I guess I should shift my attention more to good performing properties instead of like 100. I still have that 100 in the back of my head, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to achieve. I'd like to get to that number, and then thin them out to only the highest performing, maybe.
Or maybe you think about what's the cash flow number I'm trying to get to in a month.
Yeah.
And then, as Theo said last night, go find the ones that make sense that can meet your number instead of just buying doors, right? Because,
right.
The worst deal, sometimes the best deal you can do is the one you walk away from.
Right.
But he talked about the 400 cash flow ghost, right? Because people aren't looking at the big picture. And that's why when you rehab them, you want to make sure you take care of all the big ticket stuff up front, because later doesn't seem to ever come, right? There's a lot of people out there that are, well, the roof looks pretty good. Well, hot water tank, I'm going to stretch it out another 10 years. The HVAC's 20 years old. I mean, there are always exceptions, right? But if you generally try to get everything knocked out first, and if you have good they look good, they smell good, they work. People are, you want to have good, especially if you're in a furniture rental business, right? People walk in and within 45 seconds they're sizing it up. But even if you're a landlord, I mean, you want good properties for you. You want people to have a good place to live,
right?
I mean, I don't want my name associated with as being a what do you call it, a bad landlord or a what's the word we always use?
I can't say it on live podcast.
No. Anyway, you don't want to be that landlord, right? That doesn't, that has people living in a bad house. It's crazy.
Yeah.
A slumlord. There we go.
There it is.
That's the word I was looking for. Slumlord. But you want to fix houses right. And we had Bob LaCroix on. Bob fixes houses right. A lot of people in the room last night. Theo. There's others that, you buy a house, you fix it, and you put someone in. I mean, you want them to be
adding value to the community.
Yeah, exactly. One house at a time.
Yeah,
one house at a time.
I love it. That's what I'm super excited about that. And also, back to what I was about to say. One of the things that I'm super excited about is, like, yesterday I was promoting, it's Southern Custom Homes and Renovations. There it is. Our contractor. Like, I want to be able to develop these relationships where contractors and, workers, they trust me, I trust them. We have a very, positive relationship. And I want to not only, create a house to where, we're helping somebody get into a really beautiful property that used to be something that was really torn down. But I also want to lift up contractors and lift up people in our world by the work that we're doing. And I think, like, I don't know, that is one of the main things that I'm super excited about. It's just because I real estate gives, with real estate gives me the opportunity to help lift up and build up other businesses, other people. And it's the exact same thing of what we're trying to do here with the BrickFolio podcast. Like, we're not, this is service work for you and I. We're not getting paid for this. We show up every week. We do, we both have incredibly busy schedules, but we show up every single week not because we want to hear ourselves talk, but we want to genuinely share the information that we have. And in my case, learn from other people that have information that is valuable to me. And as a result, other people are able to tap into that for free via podcast or social media to learn that as well. Like what we're doing here, that's what this whole thing was all about, is giving back and sharing what we've learned with other people. Are you cold now?
Oh, dude, I'm freezing.
All right, let me turn. So I've got 2 AC units in this.
Yeah, well, they're working,
and
great.
then I have 2 booster fans in each side that I can turn off that are all controlled Wi-Fi. So let's turn off Wendy's side and studio side.
So to give my wife some perspective, it's colder than church. She'd be grabbing a jacket. Oh, I can feel it already.
Yeah.
You hit on a key thing there, right? It's providing value. I think is really what you're saying. You're providing value.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to look back, when we're on episode 50. And you're gonna look back, and you're gonna go, man, look how far, look at the journey. So just don't forget to enjoy it, right?
Oh, I'm absolutely enjoying it.
Don't forget to enjoy it, because I can remember those days sitting in the office and thinking, man, I just can't wait to someday I won't have to be sitting here.
I've never been an office guy. I could never. I didn't do well with bosses.
No,
I got fired pretty often.
Well, you know what? I lost a job.
Yeah.
I got hacked off. Yeah, absolutely. So not a fun experience, but it happens.
Yeah. Well, what else is new in your world?
Well, we had grandchild number 7 a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Number 7?
7 under 7.
And you're only 46. How is that possible?
Thank you so much. No. Amy, glad I'm not there. Told you. 7 under 7 just turned 60. So we got some trips coming up here in the fourth quarter. So, family trips, 2 family trips, 1 business trip. And then I think December we're gonna be chilling. I think we're probably gonna have all the great grands and our parents coming to see us in Jackson. So,
wow.
Yeah. At some point I think my mother-in-law is gonna move here.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're gonna put her in one of those Fondred houses. So we got a lot of stuff going on, but it's all good. We're just we're enjoying life.
Good.
Enjoying life. My wife's getting ready to go to take a mission trip to Honduras with
really
6 other ladies at the end of the month.
Okay.
So yeah. So
how long are they going to be there?
About 6 days, I think.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm sure I'll get an extra round in or 2 during that time.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Maybe I'll get you out there with me.
Man, I would slow you down so much. It's not even funny. You'd be. What is this hack doing? I mean, I'll drive the golf cart for you.
I'll listen to you. Yeah, well, I was out with Chuck the other day, and he's like, "Man, I can get a little wild in the golf cart. I have a tendency to be drive a little fast, a little weavy."
I could see,
and
I could see that.
My wife's probably going to comment here any minute. But
we should do a podcast while we're golfing.
Oh gosh,
just mount the camera to the front of the golf. And then live stream it,
kind of like what DeChambeau did when he was doing his break in 50. Did you watch that on YouTube?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we've talked about we squirreled away from so many topics today.
We did. It's been a great episode.
Well, I hope so.
and this was all this was all kind of literally. We had our guest on the screen and he couldn't connect to audio, or there was something going on. We had levels on our end, but he couldn't hear us. So we had to reschedule, and that was at 9:32, and we were supposed to start at 9. So we were like, well, let's go to plan B. So this was all kind of just off the top of our head. And
yeah, it's kind of like,
I think it was fantastic.
It's kind of like when I coached football, right? I was coaching offense, and you can't keep running smacking in the line and get stopped for loss of yard. You got to do something different. So you can call an audible and do a little misdirection. And so, and my oldest grandson just started playing football.
Really? How old is he?
He's 6 today.
6.
Happy birthday, Colson.
Oh, happy birthday.
Colson is 6 today.
Wow.
So,
is he here local or is he
no,
up in
he's up in Virginia.
Virginia?
Yep.
Okay.
And my middle guy is help coaching his team. So
Wow.
it's fun, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So
all right. Well, this one's a little bit shorter than
it is
than others, but I think we've covered a lot and we've checked the box.
All right. So I got to read that quote. You better use Gorilla Glue for the camera. His driving. That's just wrong.
I have Gorilla Glue in my truck as we speak right now. We can do that.
I used to, like, sometimes, one time a friend of mine was with me, and like as soon as when you just set in the golf cart, the left leg goes in, and before his right leg would go in, I'm on the gas and putting him in the seat. So I did slow down, just for the record, Chuck, if you're listening. I did slow down on Wednesday. We were playing at Whisper Lake, and I did slow down a little bit. I wasn't quite the maniac as I was the previous week at Eagle Ridge. So
that's no fun. It's no fun.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been incredible. Ultimately, yes, we want to help people, but first and foremost, we want to create a show that Brian and I would want to watch, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. But if we're not doing something, if we're not creating something that we would want to watch, then we're completely wasting our time. So we hope that you enjoyed this. We hope that this was helpful for you. Newbie investors like me, just don't quit. Just keep asking questions. Find a mentor, blow their phone up, ask a bunch of questions, and don't quit no matter what. If you do that, you will be successful. And I will prove that as we go along, as we get to episode number 137.
And look, you're living proof, because it took me 10 months to do my first deal, and you've done yours in, 7 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great job.
God's good.
Amen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We will see you next week on the BrickFolio Podcast.
The BrickFolio Podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. We are not attorneys, financial advisors, or tax professionals. Nothing in this podcast constitutes professional advice. Always consult licensed professionals before making investment decisions. By listening, you agree we are not responsible for any action you take. Stay smart